Hello everyone, welcome to What If ISSEI and Deadpool together joined RIAS Peerage movie. Before we start, please go support the gamer 2500 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistake in character's gender, but of course ISSEI is a male. Prologue. Deadpool. My name is Deadpool, but everyone already knows that. You may be wondering, what am I doing in the DxD world? That's what I'm asking myself. Well, maybe I should tell you my story from this morning. Well, there I was. The deadliest mercenary on the 5 continents, eating chimichangas at a street stand, waiting for my target to get out of class. A few days ago, a stylish guy named Azazel, a gay name, in my opinion, called me to kill a perverted fellow countryman named ISSEI. According to the guy, he was a great danger to him, so he sent a message to the best mercenary of all time to take care of him. The Hexy girl seemed suspicious to me, but who can concentrate with a girl like that? And I saw him. He was a brown-haired boy with the typical academy uniform for bad boys. You have to admit he looks too decent to be a pervert. Pom 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 pom. The sound of my guns being fired at the boy in front of me was heard. Only one question circulated in my mind. How many prostitutes will I be able to pay with my work money? ISSEI narrates. I left the co-academy and was walking home when out of nowhere I felt the bullets of a man in a red suit, who looked amazing, who was shooting from a chimichanga stand, pierce my license, causing serious injuries to my body, making me start to lose consciousness in seconds. In my mind I could see my whole life flash before my eyes, including the fact that I was a virgin. I didn't want to die like that, but I couldn't call for help. Everyone had fled because of the gunshots, and the man was also leaving after finishing his chimichanga. I resigned myself and waited for my death. Deadpool narrates. I started walking down the street drinking a beer when in my mind I heard the voice of someone extremely irritating. I am the author of this story and I command you to go back and save the boy. I wondered if it was one of the voices I always hear in my mind, so I started an argument. And why should I save it? I won't get paid if I do. Because I'm the author and I order you without counting that I control everything you do in this fanfic, including how many girls you're going to have. Touché is a good reason. After that discussion, I headed off to save that idiot-faced boy. Chapter 1. Deadpool narrates. There I was. Back to save the boy I just killed. No irony here, and well, anyway, I arrived and got to work. How do you do this? I wondered as I scratched my balls. If one beer cures a hangover after having a dozen the night before, then one bullet must fix what 12 destroyed, I thought as I pulled out my pistol. Pom. Shoot the boy's corpse. Well, that didn't work. What bucking bad luck, I said to myself. Suddenly I saw a red circle open, like your girlfriend's legs, on the ground, and like the man that I am, I did what any sane person would do. I stayed and waited to see what would happen. Of course, I'm not a normal person, nor am I even sure I am a person. I saw a super sensual redhead come out of the circle. In my mind, nose spill alert imminent. RIAS narrates. As I left the magic circle, I saw the most surreal scene of my life: a man in a red suit hugging my new pawn, crying and asking for help. Dude, don't die. I'll lend you all my porn, he shouted while a drop of sweat ran from my head. Who does he think he's fooling? He's clearly the one who killed him, I thought as I prepared for a fight. Who the hell are you and what happened here? I yelled angrily as a red aura covered me. Don't wake up, buddy, hang in there, think about the Bible, Deadpool thought as he looked directly at the girl and her skirt, which, when moved by the aura surrounding her, made her underwear visible. Deadpool narrates. By sheer willpower I didn't faint when I saw the black underwear of the exhibitionist girl in front of me. Lucky I was wearing a red suit, or else she would have noticed the runny nose I was having for her smiling face with horns. I'm the mouthy mercenary Deadpool and my friend has been assaulted by me, I said, trying to fool her. Don't try to fool me if what you say is true. May I know what you're doing in this place next to a corpse with a couple of katanas and pistols? The brat asked angrily while watching me. If it's okay, I killed him and then came back to save him because a cosmic voice called the author ordered me to, I confessed as I threw my pistols to the floor. That doesn't make sense, you bucking lunatic, he said to me as he looked at the corpse. And appearing in a circle on the floor and showing your underwear makes a lot of sense, I said ironically. The girl blushed and turned off her aura, making her skirt return to its place. You're a sick man, he said as he walked towards me. You're right, I have cancer, I confessed again. I feel strange energies in you. I will save the boy, and in exchange you will be my pawn, she told me while taking some chess pieces out of her cleavage. Deadpool, I'm the author again, become his pawn. It's important to my story. Forget it, I listened to you once and look at the situation I'm in. Do it or you won't have a harem. I'm in, I said fearfully. Rias let out a triumphant smile. After reviving the chestnut with the chess pieces, she used the same ritual in which a pawn piece entered me, and as a good partner I decided to play a joke on my new friend and future apprentice ISSEI, although he doesn't know it yet. ISSEI narrates. I woke up in my bedroom to see a figure dressed in a black hooded robe jumping on my bed. Who are you? I screamed in fear. I am Death and I come for you. Deadpool narrates. After saying those words, I saw how ISSEI shit himself in fear and began to beg me on his knees for mercy. I had mercy and just laughed like crazy at him, crazier than usual. Then I took off my costume and stared at him. Wait, I remind you, you're the one who shot me, I shouted angrily. You have a good memory, but anyway, I'm not here to kill you again. ISSEI was surprised. Are you hoping to kill me again? I asked fearfully. That's right, I killed you and then I saved you. It was laughter, but he doesn't have to know that smiling face with horns. I'm confused, he said as he searched for something in a drawer. I know, but Rias is going to explain all of this to you. She wants us to see her at the occult club, I replied with a grim smile. At the occult club, Rias was with her entourage waiting for ISSEI and Deadpool. Rias-sama is sure it was a good idea to include both of them in the novel? Asked a blonde boy with a homosexual face. You may be right, but I'm done for, the burning head said to his servant. Era, and what are the new members of the nobility like? Asked a black-haired girl with ultra-mega-sized breasts. ISSEI already knows he's a first-class pervert. Deadpool is a loudmouth mercenary according to his personal description, and a perverted crazy sociopath with an ease for killing that many would wish to have, Rias Gremory responded. At that moment Deadpool and ISSEI entered through the door. What a good description of my Rias, you could add superhero for fun sometimes, I told her while taking out one of my katanas and putting on an epic pose. Everyone is surprised to see the loudmouth mercenary. Why did it take so long? Rias asked. We stopped to buy the best food in the world and ISSEI felt like masturbating, I replied while pointing at the pervert drooling in the corner. Disgusting, said a white-haired girl on a couch. I know, you should have seen his look when he did it. Deadpool. They all fell backwards to the ground. Well, Rias, why did you want us? Deadpool asked. So we can introduce ourselves and explain to them about the supernatural world and maybe measure their abilities, Rias replied. I understand, said Deadpool. I didn't understand anything, ISSEI thought. Me either, but I say yes to seem smart. Wait, how did you get into my mind? I'm an illusion and I was never here. Wait, what? Meanwhile, in the real world, Rias explained everything about the supernatural world and how she turned them into demons. Note: in this FIC, ISSEI used 6 normal pawn pieces and 1 mutated one, and Deadpool used a normal one. Well, it's time to introduce ourselves, Rias said. I'm Kiba, Rias-sama's knight. I hope we get along. The blonde homosexual boy introduced himself kindly. I'm Akeno, the queen of Rias. I hope we get along. I'd like to add that I like strong men, said the sensual black-haired girl. Deadpool out of nowhere lifted the chair that Loli was still sitting on. I'm your man, Deadpool said. Kaneko Rias Senpai's tower and I hate perverts, said the white-haired girl. Your stay here is going to be hell, ISSEI, said Deadpool. You know me, but I'll introduce myself anyway. I'm Rias Gremory and I'm the king, he said with a proud voice. I'm ISSEI and I hope we get along, ISSEI said excitedly. I am the amazing and impressive Deadpool, loudmouth mercenary, professional assassin, wedding consultant, the one who took Spider-Man's virginity, etc., etc. All with a drop of sweat. Well, anyway, tomorrow we will observe your combat skills, meanwhile you can withdraw, RIAS said with a smile. Chapter 2. None. It was a new day at Ko Academy, and like every day the students walked through the streets on their way to school to study. But I know no one cares about that, so let's get to the important thing. Well, Deadpool fans, as you know, in the last chapter the author of this crazy story said that ISSEI and I had to fight against RIAS's entourage, so he summoned us all to the field behind the academy to test our skills. At the Ko Academy field, RIAS's entire entourage was gathered to test ISSEI and Deadpool's abilities, but there was only one problem, and that was that Deadpool didn't appear. Hey! Where's that lazy Deadpool? He was supposed to be here an hour ago, ISSEI shouted in annoyance. Suddenly, an object wrapped in flames could be seen falling from the sky towards Akeno. Era, what is? She couldn't finish the question as the object crashed into her, creating a curtain of dust. Akeno! Are you okay? RIAS asked worriedly, running to help her friend. The curtain of dust slowly began to clear until a very compromising scene could be seen, consisting of Akeno lying on the floor with Deadpool on top of her caressing her breasts while putting his face between them. RIAS and the whole clan gave a group shout. Hey! From one moment to the next, Kaneko ran and kicked Deadpool in the face, sending him flying. Some time later, Deadpool had returned and was currently on his knees begging Akeno for forgiveness. Hey! I wasn't begging for forgiveness on my knees, I was just trying to see Akeno's underwear. What did you expect from a pervert? Akeno, forgive me. I didn't mean to fall from the sky and end up caressing your breasts, he said as he bent down exaggeratedly, trying to see Akeno's underwear. Now, what was your intention? I asked in a seductive tone. My intention was to fall from the sky and caress RIAS's breasts. Suddenly Kaneko hit Deadpool again, burying him in the floor. Luckily no one knows that I told Deadpool that plan, he thought while pitying Deadpool, who was currently suffering a beating from Kaneko. After a while of beating Deadpool, RIAS finally decided to speak. Okay, to test your skills we'll have two-person fights. The first will be ISSEI versus Kaneko and the second Deadpool versus Kiba. ISSEI and Kaneko's fight was quick as ISSEI was knocked out with the first hit. Okay Deadpool, you and Kiba are next, RIAS said. Okay Kiba, the voices in my head and the author of this story tell me that to make the episode more interesting and last us the programming time I should finish you quickly, so. Deadpool took out 2 grenades and threw them at Kiba. Think fast, Deadpool shouted. Kiba didn't notice what Deadpool threw at him, so he caught the grenades without thinking. What the buck? He said before the grenades exploded and sent him flying. Well, I have to go eat chimichangas, so I'll see you later, he said as he started walking. Okay guys, I think I should thank the author for making me look so cool, so thanks author of. Deadpool is struck by lightning. Okay, I was joking, how delicate. Deadpool was walking towards the chimichanga stand when he sees a nun trip over a huge man who was about to hit her, so Deadpool jumps in to save her. Wait, I'm not going to fight that animal. He has muscles the size of a log. You have healing factor. That doesn't justify me going to fight any man who stands in front of me. It's what you always do and I'm going to make you win. Okay, but only because the nun is hexy. You're going to hell. Now I'm a demon, what did you expect? Deadpool launches himself at the man, and in the most treacherous way he comes up behind the guy and smashes a mailbox into his head. The nun stood up and looked at Deadpool. Thank you very much for saving me, my name is Asia, said the nun. Deadpool, my name is Deadpool and… Sorry Deadpool, but your programming time is over. Hang on a minute. No, time is up, and if you want to see what's going to happen, watch the next episode. Chapter 3. Issues. Hello again, my fans. As you know, in the last chapter the idiot author ended the chapter just when I was talking to the hexy nun, and well, to summarize, the nun needed help to find a church, and thanks to the author I helped her, and that brings us to this moment. We find ourselves in the occult club where we can see all the kids in the club, but especially a very angry RIAS scolding Deadpool. "Deadpool, stop ignoring me!" RIAS shouted indignantly. Deadpool, looking bored, was thinking, what's weird about him? Look who's talking, damn it. If a person kills themselves, they are more or less suicidal. And why is it that if every night I see people in costumes being arrested? Why? It seems like no one is bothered by my costume. I guess it's just things in life and television. I thought while eating a chimichanga. Deadpool! RIAS shouted angrily. Or what's up, my hexy and beautiful president? Deadpool asked. Don't try to drag me out to get out of your punishment, RIAS replied. What punishment? Deadpool asked. What I'll give you for going to a church with a nun, trying to win her over, and daring to go into the church with her to have coffee, RIAS shouted in annoyance. And what's wrong with it? ISSEI spied on them when they were bathing and they haven't given him a punishment, Deadpool accused ISSEI. Damn traitor! ISSEI shouted angrily. After that, Kaneko hit ISSEI, knocking him out with one blow. Okay, I take it back, yes, they punished him, but I still don't regret it, Deadpool said with a relaxed pose. Don't you understand that you could have died? RIAS reproached him with concern. Ha ha! I'm dying, what a good joke, RIAS. Seriously, if someone thinks they can kill me, they're an idiot, and even if there was a way, who would want to kill me besides most of the Marvel Universe and some from DC and other universes? It's no joke, RIAS said with annoyance. RIAS, many have tried to kill me and they couldn't. In fact, I also tried to commit suicide and I couldn't. What hope does a nun have? Deadpool asked. I still don't think you should risk it. Remember that now you have the weaknesses of a demon, RIAS explained seriously. Maybe you do, but just like terminal cancer, which constantly improves my healing factor, those weaknesses will eventually make me stronger, Deadpool replied while playing with the phone. I'll forgive you this time, but don't go back to that place, RIAS said. Echo, said Deadpool. Vote whoever thinks I'm lying. The next day we can see Deadpool in the church looking for the nun. Yeah, seriously, did you think a liar like me was going to pass up the chance to woo a beautiful nun with depression and self-confidence issues who only sees the inside of people? Forget it. For an ugly guy like me, it's a steal. Asia, friend! Deadpool came screaming. After a while, Asia walked out of the church with a warm smile. Mr. Deadpool, I didn't expect you today, he said in a happy tone. Or please, we are friends, and maybe something more very soon, said Deadpool. After that, Deadpool and Asia went for a walk and talked until suddenly a beautiful girl with black wings appeared coming for Asia. Very well, hand over the nun and maybe I'll let you live, the girl ordered in a seductive tone. Maybe this isn't a good time to say this, but I think the bucking author is going too far. Deadpool. Asia, what the hell is the hexy girl talking about? Deadpool asked, pointing at Raynar. I'll explain, Asia said. Forget about knowing that there was going to be a boring explanation. I didn't even ask, but given the situation we're in and the magic of writing, I think the best thing to do is run in the opposite direction of the hexy girl, Deadpool said. Friends, I never thought I would say that. The author is making me look like a bucking coward. I'm listening to you. Deadpool and Asia ran and ran until they reached one of Deadpool's lairs. What the heck? How could they have run away when I can fly? Raynar wondered as she searched for them. Sometimes it's nice to be the protagonist of the story and have a crazy writer as a friend who makes you invincible no matter who you fight with. Raynar searched everywhere until she gave up and decided to return. Return to where? I don't remember, but it doesn't matter. Deadpool and Asia were in one of Deadpool's lairs where Asia told him her life and everything they already know and are too lazy to listen to. Bucking author, instead of letting me fight, he sent me to a dump to listen to a boring story and didn't even let me do anything perverted. I curse you, author! After that, Deadpool decided to help her get out of her problem, but that's a story for another chapter. Chapter 4. Right now we can see Deadpool flying through the skies, or rather, falling towards the window of the occult club. Akeno, please call the boys, RIAS ordered Akeno. It's okay, RIAS, Akeno replied as she left the club. RIAS was left alone in the club when she suddenly heard something. Hey! What's that? He wondered as he looked out the window. In the skies, a burning Deadpool could be seen falling without a parachute towards the occult club. RIAS! Deadpool shouted as he fell. Later, when Deadpool fell and broke the wall, he was left stamped on the floor. But what? RIAS said in surprise. Mental note: next time you jump out of a plane, use a parachute and aim well for the landing site. Deadpool, what the hell are you doing? RIAS shouted, very angry. Well, I was planning to fall out the window and you to grope you, but I aimed the wrong way. Deadpool responded simply and plainly. RIAS blushed but remained silent, and then began to speak. So Deadpool, where have you been these 3 days? I asked angrily. I was with the nun, moving on to more important matters. I want to leave the clan. What? Don't talk nonsense, you can't do this to me! I yelled at him angrily. Of course I can, the author says so. Deadpool replied. Who? RIAS asked. Nobody forgets, it's just one of the voices in my head, Deadpool replied. Well, if you want to leave the clan, you will have to fight against All Might Dear and defeat them, RIAS said with authority, confidence, and a smile on her face. Let's do it, Deadpool said with a smile under his mask. All the club members entered the room at that moment. Has a summoning technique. Get ready, we're going to fight Deadpool, and don't ask me why, RIAS ordered in an authoritative tone. In the courtyard. Okay, Deadpool, the fight will be one-on-one, the first will be ISSEI, said RIAS. ISSEI stood in front of Deadpool and got into a fighting pose. Perverted buddy, Deadpool said. Yes? ISSEI asked. I apologize, Deadpool said. Why? ISSEI asked. For this, said Deadpool. As soon as he finished his sentence, Deadpool pulled out one of his guns and shot ISSEI in the legs and arms. Hey! Damn madman! ISSEI screamed in pain before fainting. I won, said Deadpool. Akeno, take ISSEI and you Kiba go all out, RIAS ordered. Kiba summoned his sword and got into a fighting stance. This time I'm preparing for anything, Kiba shouted with conviction. What's that? Deadpool shouted, pointing at a bird. What is what? Kiba asked as he looked at what Deadpool was pointing at. Grenade! Deadpool shouted before throwing a grenade at a distracted Kiba. Boom! The grenade exploded, leaving Deadpool as the winner. Oh, my precious ones never fail me, said Deadpool while kissing a couple of pomegranates. Akeno, take Kiba too and you Kaneko go against him, RIAS ordered, a little worried. Kaneko positioned herself in front of Deadpool. Hey Loli, if you let me beat you, I'll give you the candy factory I took from Willy Wonka, Deadpool proposed. I give up. Kaneko gave up instantly. Great, only 2 more left and I didn't have to fight, said Deadpool. RIAS was getting frustrated as it looked like Deadpool was going to win. Akeno to the center, RIAS shouted angrily. It's okay, you don't have to scream, Akeno said, looking at Deadpool. Very well, how do you beat her? Deadpool thought. Now I'm going to hurt you, Akeno said to Deadpool with a kind smile. That's it, Deadpool screamed. What is what? Akeno asked. This, Deadpool shouted as he pulled out a device that teleported him behind Akeno. What? Where did he go? Akeno asked in surprise. Suddenly Akeno felt a pain in the back of her head and fell unconscious. Yeah! I still got it! Deadpool shouted happily with euphoria. What can I do? I'm the only one left. If he beats me, I'll have to kick him out of the clan, RIAS thought in her head. Great, only the sensual RIAS Gremory remains, thought Deadpool. Well, it looks like I'm the only one left, RIAS said. That's right, Deadpool replied. Okay, let's get started, RIAS ordered. Good luck, Deadpool said as he held out his hand. Same here, RIAS replied as she held out her hand. I'm sorry, RIAS, but I don't need it, Deadpool replied. What do you mean? Rias asked. As soon as Rias took Deadpool's hand, she felt an electric shock that made her lose consciousness. Well, it looks like I won, and to celebrate I'm going to the bar, said Deadpool, celebrating. After these events, Rias, respecting her word, freed Deadpool. Okay, Deadpool, you're free, but what are you going to do now? Rias asked. The usual, go with the fallen angels and try to convince Azazel to give me one of his hexy angels, Deadpool replied. What? Rias asked. Goodbye, beautiful and sensual ex-president. We'll see each other when the author decides to write another chapter, Deadpool shouted. What author? Rias shouted, confused. Forget it, see you later, Deadpool replied as he walked towards the horizon. Chapter 5. Fallen. Deadpool was sitting at the top of a skyscraper eating a chimichanga and remembering the nun he met 2 chapters ago. Hello, beings of the universe without superpowers, your friend Deadpool speaks to you in a new chapter that the author wrote because he was bored, and without further ado, let's begin. How boring, nothing interesting has happened since I left the clan, thought Deadpool, depressed. All voices in my head show me the way I should go, Deadpool shouted to the 4 winds. I am your inner voice, and the path you must take is in front of you. Thank you, Deadpool shouted before jumping off the skyscraper he was on. Abandoned church. We can see Asia chained to a cross and Reincarnation standing in front of it while they were talking. Poor nun, abandoned by your god, Reincarnation said mockingly. That's not true, Asia said in a fearful tone. Of course I do. I don't see any way for you to escape your destiny. I have everything within a 1-kilometer radius guarded by fallen angels, Reincarnation told him. Asia cried as Reincarnation wiped her tears. Only a miracle could save you, Reincarnation told Asia. Your request has been heard, a voice came from nowhere. What? Reincarnation asked. Suddenly something, or someone to be precise, could be seen crashing through the roof of the church, falling to the hard ground, leaving a huge crater and a curtain of dust. Stupid voice, I'll never trust you again, Deadpool yelled as his regeneration began to heal him. Deadpool! Asia shouted happily. The big mouth! Reincarnation shouted. Asia! And beautiful girl who tried to kill me and I still can't remember her name, said Deadpool. My name is Reincarnation, idiot! I shouted angrily. Deadpool was about to speak again but was interrupted by Reincarnation. Fallen attack! I shouted, and moments later hundreds of priests and fallen angels emerged from magic circles. Wait, you weirdos! I don't know what I'm doing here or how I got here, but if you want a fair fight, I feel the need to warn you that I have skills. Skills that I've perfected over a lifetime of nonsense, which make me a nuisance to my enemies. If you leave, we'll leave you here, but if you don't, you'll suffer like never before. After finishing his speech, the priests and fallen angels shot at him and threw spears of light, leaving the floor like a sieve. My friends, I only interrupt the author to tell you that any resemblance to an action movie was merely to intimidate my enemies. Deadpool began to regenerate, and then started screaming. Bucking weirdos! Do you know how much this shit hurts? Deadpool shouted angrily. Did he call us weird? They all asked. Die, damn it! I shout to Deadpool and then throw a grenade at the priests. Boom! The grenade exploded, leaving many priests dead and everyone else stunned. Damn, where did she go? Reincarnation shouted and then saw the cross where Asia was. And where is the nun? In the woods outside the church. We can see an unconscious Asia and Deadpool carrying her while running. Yeah, I stole my girlfriend, I mean the nun. That'll teach you not to face the mighty Deadpool, Deadpool shouted as he continued running. In the church. Damn it! Find them and bring those 2 to me, Reincarnation shouted angrily. Everyone ran to find Deadpool and Asia. Damn idiot, I have to get revenge, Reincarnation thought angrily. Sometime later in the church. We searched everywhere but we couldn't find it, the only thing we found is this, a fallen angel said to Reincarnation, showing a phone. Damn, well I have to go with Mr. Kokabeel, you're in charge, he said as he disappeared. After that, the phone started ringing. Well? A fallen angel replied. Elsewhere. Deadpool was at the top of a mountain in a military suit, smoking a cigarette while holding a phone. Hi, I'm Deadpool, and I'm calling to inform you that by orders of a man in a red suit, you have 10 seconds to evacuate the church, because if you don't, as a good friend would say, you will become. After that, Deadpool hung up the phone. Back at the church. The fallen angel was about to speak when he suddenly heard a sound coming towards them. Back with Deadpool. Deadpool was looking at the horizon, specifically at a church, when suddenly he could see a missile arriving and destroying it. It's a shame when a work of art is destroyed by a madman's missile, Deadpool said with a sigh. Well, my work is done, now I just have to figure out what to do with you, Deadpool said as he watched a blonde lying on the floor. Chapter 6. Let's start the harem. Hello beings who are still waiting for an update from the author. I'm Deadpool, and in this chapter, as the title says, we'll start the harem. Let's go. Deadpool, after blowing up the church where the priests and fallen angels were, took Asia to one of his many hiding places to. Wait. I forgot to say something. Buck the one who doesn't read the chapter until the end. Now it continues. Well, as I was saying, Deadpool took Asia to one of his many hiding places to rest and. Deadpool, you're the bucking boss, he said to himself as he laid Asia down on the couch and remembered his amazing rescue. The next day, we can see a sleepy Asia waking up from her long nap. What happened? Where am I? She asked as she remembered everything that had happened and began to pray and thank God for sending Deadpool to rescue her. Unknown location. We can see a white-bearded man eating popcorn while looking at a kneeling Asia on a giant screen. Hello, I hadn't seen you. Ha ha ha, just kidding, I'm God and I see everything. You vile mortals, behave yourselves and don't do anything stupid or you'll go to hell. Okay, get out of here now. Now back with Deadpool. Wait, I forgot you're welcome, Asia, that's what we're here for. Back with Deadpool. After finishing praying, Asia walked to another room that turned out to be a game room where she found Deadpool sitting on an armchair in a pink robe playing on TV. Ha ha, what an idiot! Deadpool shouted as he watched his game intently. Mr. Deadpool, what are you doing? I asked while watching Deadpool eat potatoes. Oh, Asia, I didn't see you come in, brutal phrase, sit down, Deadpool told him while hitting the spot next to him. Asia blushed and sat next to Deadpool. Did you sleep well, Asia? Deadpool asked as he continued playing. Yes, Mr. Deadpool, Asia replied, blushing. Sorry to let you sleep on the couch, but there's only one bed and that's mine, Deadpool said. And never mind, thanks anyway, Asia replied as she watched the TV intently. So, what do you plan to do now? Deadpool asked. I don't know, Asia replied. Or it's okay, you can stay here as long as you want, Deadpool replied. Really? Asia asked, somewhat excited. Yes, but if you abuse it, I'll charge you rent, Deadpool said. Really? Asia asked again. Ha ha ha, just kidding, if you need anything just ask, Deadpool replied. At that moment Asia took out all the courage she had and asked for something. Mr. Deadpool, could you go out with me? I shouted, blushing a lot. I guess that's okay, Deadpool replied, relaxed outside. A date? Deadpool shouted inside. Deadpool's date. Deadpool and Asia were walking down the streets. Asia was blushing like mad, and Deadpool was as red as RIAS's hair. Deadpool interrupts again just to clarify that it was because of my costume, not because I was embarrassed. You may continue now. Asia, where are you taking me? Deadpool asked. What? Asia replied. Where are we going? You were the one who invited me, Deadpool said. I think we could go get something to eat, Asia said. I know just the place, Deadpool said. Chimichanga stand. We can see Deadpool and Asia sitting at a chimichanga stand eating. AAA finished, Deadpool said. Great, it's $$, yen, said the cook. Oh, that's a lot of money. Well, anyway, she's paying, Deadpool said, pointing at Asia. Wait, what? Asia asked, scared. Deadpool ran away and left Asia with a huge debt. With Asia. After washing dishes to pay off her debt, Asia looked for Deadpool. Mr. Deadpool! Asia shouted angrily. Asia could visualize a Deadpool sitting with a group of children sitting in a park. In your face, bucking Poker of Kings, now pay up! Deadpool shouted, showing Poker of Kings. Mr. Deadpool, what are you doing? Asia shouted. Teach the future of the country, Deadpool replied. Asia and Deadpool started walking. Deadpool just wanted to tell you that despite what happened, I had a lot of fun and I wanted to ask you to be my friend, Asia said. Okay, Deadpool said monotonously. First step of conquest complete, he thought in his mind. You don't know how long I've waited for this. To be exact, since the fanfic began, said Deadpool. Thank you, Asia shouted and then hugged Deadpool. Yes. Here we go. For the first time since this FIC started, I'll say this. Thank you, author. Deadpool thought. What are you thinking about? Asia asked. Ha ha ha, nothing, I'm just very surprised and all that. I laughed nervously. Deadpool! An unknown voice shouted in the distance. Shit! Deadpool yelled as he grabbed Asia's hand and started running. Deadpool, we found out you cheated at poker. Give us back the money! Several children shouted. Never! Deadpool replied as he and Asia were chased by a mob of angry children. What's wrong? Asia asked, surprised and scared. Jamie found out I cheated at poker and believe me, you don't play with him, so run. Deadpool responded. Who is Jamie? Asia asked. Him. Deadpool replied, pointing at a boy between 6 and 7 years old. Time skip. Asia and Deadpool were panting after managing to escape. Phew, we managed to escape from Jamie, Deadpool said. Are you afraid of a child? Asia asked. That kid is a psychopath who controls the candy trade in Co's schools, Deadpool replied, scared. But anyway, let's go home. Chapter 7. Fallen vs. Deadpool. Deadpool in tune and not knowing what to say, so it's better to start the author chapter. We find ourselves in an abandoned church, where we can see a beautiful girl with black wings, dressed in a very revealing outfit, shouting at 2 other girls who are just as beautiful as her. How can they not find that idiot? How difficult can it be to find a man wearing red in this city? Reincarnation shouted angrily. It's not as easy as it seems, but a few moments ago we were informed that he and the nun were seen entering the Gremory territory. Idiots, that means he's going to ask RIAS Gremory for help, he shouted as he walked the exorcist. Suddenly, a different exorcist could be seen entering, very upset. Miss Reincarnation, we have been informed that the subject has left the Gremory territory without the nun, the exorcist reported. It means that the nun is now protected by the Gremorys. She is now untouchable to us. Reincarnation spoke. What shall we do? An exorcist asked. You guys will wait until I solve this, Reincarnation said as she disappeared into a magic circle. With Deadpool. We can see Deadpool leaving Gremory territory while eating a chimichanga. I'm a bucking genius! Deadpool shouted to the 4 winds. Genius? Don't make me laugh. A voice spoke behind him. I put my first girl in a demon clan to keep her safe without doing anything, Deadpool said as he turned to look at the owner of the voice. Very smart, said the girl while clapping. Triple A! You're the Hexy girl from the other day who tried to kill me. I think you were Reynalda. Deadpool spoke. Raynar, you idiot! You ruined my plans, but I'm happy to take your heart and feed it to the dogs. Reincarnation shouted angrily. In your dreams you would have my heart! Deadpool shouted as he started running. You're not getting away, you bastard! Reincarnation shouted as she whipped out her black wings and charged a spear of light at Deadpool. Nobody stops Deadpool! He shouted as he dodged the spear. Really? Reincarnation asked in an evil voice. Suddenly Deadpool collides with an invisible wall that causes him to fall to the ground. What the hell is this? Deadpool shouted as he started shooting at the barrier. Did you really think I would be so stupid as to not put up a magic barrier? Reincarnation said as she approached. It seems there is no other option but to fight, Deadpool replied as he unsheathed his two katanas swords. I'll cut off your head and hang it on my wall, Reincarnation said as she created two spears of light. Reincarnation threw the two spears of light at Deadpool while he dodged them all. Always go for the bullets, Deadpool shouted as he put away his katanas and pulled out his pistols. What? Reincarnation asked, confused. Eat lead, said Deadpool. Deadpool started shooting at Reincarnation, who dodged the bullets by flying until at one point Deadpool managed to hit one of her wings. Damn! Reincarnation screamed as she fell. Deadpool approached Reincarnation and grabbed one of her wings while tying her up with the remains of the chains they used on the cross they tied Asia to. I have you by one wing, Deadpool told her as he started walking and dragging Reincarnation. Free me, damn it! Reincarnation screamed as she tried to break the chains. Oh no, my beautiful and hexy-violent girl, I don't want to kill you, so I'll take you to a place where you can't cause me any more problems, Deadpool spoke in a dark voice. Damn me! Reincarnation screamed helplessly. Stop fighting and sleep, Deadpool told her as he injected her with a substance causing her to fall asleep. Unknown location. Reincarnation was waking up in a dark place. Where am I? I asked into thin air. You're in my prison, Deadpool said. Prison? What prison, damn it? Reincarnation yelled at him as she tried to knock down the bars. Don't bother, that prison can withstand a nuclear attack and still be standing, believe me, I know for sure, Deadpool said. How do you know? Reincarnation asked. I know because I was locked up here for maybe 1,000 or 2,000 years. I lost count at 100, Deadpool replied. Who are you? Reincarnation asked fearfully. I was a mercenary until a guy named Thanos got angry and imprisoned me here, ha ha ha. It was a long time for someone immortal like me, but anyway, I'll bring you food every day, have fun, and see you tomorrow, Deadpool told him as he walked away. Damn! She screamed while Deadpool ignored her. Deadpool speaking after the chapter to wish you a happy night, day, or whatever time you are reading this. Chapter 8. Relatives. At this moment my loudmouth mercenary mind is active, so I advise you that after the period you skip my classic initial speech. Buck if you read it, buck if you keep reading it, buck if you finish reading it, and finally buck if you vote for the chapter. Thank you for your understanding. We find ourselves in a cell where we can see Reincarnation locked up eating some food while Deadpool outside the cell tells her stories. So they wanted me to join the X-Men, but since I'm the bucking boss I told them to buck off every time, Deadpool said. I can't stand it anymore, please stop talking, Reincarnation shouted in desperation. Bad girl, it seems you need more time alone. Tomorrow we'll see if you behave properly, Deadpool said as he began to walk. Wait. Please don't leave me alone. Please. I'll behave, Reincarnation screamed in fear. No, my beautiful prisoner. I have to be firm. We'll see if you continue with that attitude tomorrow, Deadpool replied as he walked away. Please, Reincarnation spoke in a weak voice for the last time. Lights out, Deadpool's voice was heard, and then everything would go dark. I don't want to be here anymore, Reincarnation said as she curled up and covered herself with the only blanket she had in a corner. Occult Club. We find ourselves in the Occult Club where we can see the entire Gremory clan gathered together. Okay guys, it looks like it's time to go after ISSEI and Asia's relatives. Get ready? RIAS asked her nobility. Suddenly a knock is heard at the door. Come in, RIAS said. Everyone was surprised to see Deadpool walk in. Hey beautiful girls and filler characters, said Deadpool. What are you doing here, Deadpool? RIAS asked, a little annoyed. I came to visit Asia and join your expedition of strange things, Deadpool replied. It's called Family Search and only clan members can go, Akeno said. The rules don't stop me, Deadpool replied. Let him come, Akeno. After all, he was a member of the clan for a few days, RIAS spoke. Yes, Madam President. Forest of relatives. I want a super hexy girl, Deadpool said. Same to me, ISSEI agreed. It's difficult, but I can do it for a good price, said the guide. They continued walking for a while until RIAS noticed something. Wait, where's Deadpool? With Deadpool. This forest has nothing interesting. I've only seen a bodybuilder in a toga, said Deadpool. Suddenly Deadpool sees something and is stunned. With RIAS. RIAS and her clan had managed to get another familiar for Asia. However, she kept asking about Deadpool, so they went out to look for him. Where did he go? RIAS thought as she walked through the forest. Suddenly everyone hears a scream. Hey! Everyone ran to the place. So that's how you want this? Deadpool shouted as he got up from the hard ground. Deadpool ran with one of his swords drawn towards a red-eyed girl with black hair and a very sensual body. I won't be related to an idiot like you, the girl shouted as she attacked Deadpool. Deadpool gets what he wants, he replied as he continued trying to defeat the girl. I'm a high-class vampire who won't lower myself to be the familiar of someone like you, the girl screamed. And I'm the bucking master who gets what he wants, Deadpool kept shouting. You won't beat me, the girl said seriously. You already lost, Deadpool stated. Deadpool ran towards the girl and hugged her. But what? The girl wondered. Kamikaze attack! Deadpool shouted, then removed the safety pins on his grenades and then exploded. Other days later, we can see a regenerated Deadpool approaching the girl. When you wake up, it will be too late, Deadpool told the girl as he took her in his arms and started walking. Who says perverts never win? Deadpool announces the end of the chapter, so just continue without paying attention. Chapter 9. Immortality. Deadpool in a new chapter to show that anyone with an account can make a fanfic and just start the chapter. We find ourselves in the occult club where we can see the Gremory clan facing a man with blonde hair and an arrogant face. Come on, RIAS, you know you have no choice, the man spoke arrogantly. And I already told you, I'm not going to marry you, RIAS responded angrily. Fine, you leave me no choice, either you marry me or I destroy your clan, the man said. Fly away, villain from the first season, shouted Deadpool, who kicked RIAS out the window. Wait a second, when did he arrive? ISSEI asked. Deadpool jumped out the window in search of RIAS. I'm coming for you, idiot! Deadpool yelled at RIAS. RIAS had regenerated and gotten up from the floor in a rage. Who the hell is it? I asked angrily as I saw Deadpool approaching. From the bucking Marvel universe comes your worst nightmare. He shouted for Deadpool to throw himself at RIAS. I don't know who you are, but you're not getting out of this alive! RIAS shouted to dodge the blow and engulf his hand in fire, which he used to pierce Deadpool's heart. Moron! Buck, you idiot! Deadpool shouted as he drew his katana and cut off RIAS' arm. Get ready, dumb face, because I'm going to deform your face more than it already is, Deadpool shouted as he drew his pistols and started shooting. Who the hell is this man? He has a pretty great regeneration, thought RIAS while regenerating his arm and creating a fireball that he threw at Deadpool. Damn! Deadpool yelled as he watched the fireball heading towards him. The fireball hit Deadpool, causing an explosion. It seems that's where his regeneration ends. However, he was very good, RIAS thought as he turned around and started walking. This isn't over, Deadpool shouted out of nowhere. What? RIAS spoke in alarm as he saw Deadpool with a fire truck. According to the series, holy water weakens you. Let's see what a truck does, Deadpool said as he threw the jet of water. It's too close, I don't have time to dodge. No matter how fast I can regenerate, there's no way I can survive that, RIAS thought as he saw a large jet of water approaching him. I'm lost, RIAS thought, only to see the water freeze inches from his face. They shouldn't fight in a place like this, said an unknown voice. RIAS turned to the voice only to see a beautiful silver-haired woman. Mrs. Grafia, RIAS spoke fearfully. Lord Sirzek wanted to do a Rattan game to resolve the conflict, but seeing the situation, it has been agreed that it will be a one-on-one battle, Grafia spoke. Against whom? RIAS asked. The man in red against you. The fight will be in a week, so get ready, was the last thing Graphius said before disappearing from the place in a magic circle. Reiser didn't say anything and just started walking. I'll chop it up, Reiser said. In a week I'll have you lick my boots and more, Deadpool shouted as he started walking. And we find ourselves in a huge fighting arena where we can see Deadpool and Reiser staring at each other while a redhead speaks from a giant screen. Sirzek, we are gathered here today to watch one of the most brutal fights of the era. Deadpool, let the bucking begin, he shouted, and from one moment to the next he took out his weapons and started shooting at Reiser. Reiser just let the bullets hit him while he regenerated. Reiser, you idiot, don't understand that I'm immortal. Last time you just had some luck. Deadpool ran and tried to hit him, but Reiser simply stopped him with his hand. Deadpool, let's see if this doesn't hurt you, he said while kicking him in the testicles. Reiser screamed in pain as he released Deadpool. Reiser, AAA. Deadpool, this goes out to all the idiots on the planet. As he finished saying that, he took out one of his katanas, swords, and cut off Reiser's head. Deadpool is spinning around thinking he's won when he suddenly gets hit by a fireball out of nowhere. Deadpool, shit, how long does it take for them to die? Reiser, your time has come, damn it, he said as he wrapped his fist in fire and pierced Deadpool's heart. Deadpool, hey, remember? This happened last time, I think. Reiser, your healing won't save you this time. Deadpool, oh my god, this is starting to bore me. As soon as he said, God, Reiser let him go while holding his head. Deadpool, I hope the mention of God hurts you. Reiser had a bad feeling only to feel the worst pain of his life a few seconds later. Deadpool, God is love, God blesses you, Dior loves you and gives you his blessing, he preached while now wearing a robe. Reiser, damn, he's not a demon, so curses don't hurt him, he thought as he held his head to stop the pain. Deadpool, because of the weight of knowledge, this is over, he said while hitting Reiser with a Bible. Reiser, where do I get a Bible? Deadpool, in the name of God I bless it is engraved. Deadpool threw a grenade at Reiser, which at the moment of exposure sent Reiser flying a few meters only to be rendered unconscious. Sirzek, Deadpool wins, announced on the screen. Deadpool, thank God, he said, not knowing the pain he caused to those watching the fight. Time skip. After defeating Reiser, Sirzek declared RIAS free from the engagement, and at this moment we can see her thanking Deadpool after a great party. RIAS, thank you. Deadpool, I did it because otherwise Asia would have fallen into the hands of that idiot. Besides, it was predestined by the plot. RIAS, plot? Deadpool, forget it. I almost screwed up. Although I've done it many times. RIAS, thank you anyway. If there's anything I can do to thank you. Deadpool, is this the author moment? Author, it's time. Deadpool took off his mask and took RIAS by the waist to give her a kiss. Lemon skipped. A few minutes passed before Deadpool came, which caused RIAS to do so as well. RIAS, that was incredible, she said with a tired voice. Deadpool, this isn't over yet. RIAS, but... Deadpool, hey, everyone knows I have great stamina. RIAS just let out a smile before lunging at Deadpool. RIAS, good. It's going to be a long night. Time skip. We can see Deadpool and RIAS lying on the club chair. RIAS, the boys will arrive soon. Deadpool, it doesn't matter. RIAS, and now what? Deadpool, I'm going on a trip. RIAS, will you come back? Deadpool, of course they need me for the second season. RIAS, I still don't understand. Deadpool, it doesn't matter. Deadpool and RIAS dressed up. Deadpool, I hate goodbyes, so I'll just do this, he said as he jumped out the window. RIAS, I'll wait for you, I shout out the window. Deadpool continued running and then disappeared in a flash of light.
Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown in left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.